"Don't make a scene," my mom whispered, but I had already heard everything. My brother leaned closer, smirking. "Relax, she won't even notice." I froze, holding my birthday cake knife midair. The waiter was already walking toward me with the card machine. And suddenly I realized this wasn't just dinner. It was a setup. "My name is Brittany Cole. I'm 34 years old, and I've spent most of my life being the one people depend on. I work as a dental hygienist. It's stable, it pays the bills, but it doesn't leave much room for mistakes. Every month is a careful balance of rent, groceries, and trying to save a little for emergencies that always seem to come anyway. I'm not struggling in a dramatic way, but I'm never fully at ease either. In my family, I've always been the responsible one, the one who plans things, the one who shows up early, cleans up late, and makes sure everything runs smoothly. If there's a birthday, I organize it. If there's a problem, I fix it. If someone forgets something, I step in. My brother has always been different. He's easygoing, careless, and somehow always forgiven. If I made a mistake, it turned into a lesson. If he made one, it turned into an excuse. "He just needs more time," my mom would say. "You're stronger, you can handle it." And I did. For years, I handled everything. I paid for things quietly, covered bills when someone was short, picked up the extra cost without making a fuss. I told myself it was what family does, that it meant something, that one day it would come back to me. But it never did. Instead, it became expected. I became expected. And somewhere along the way, I stopped feeling appreciated and started feeling used. Still, I kept showing up. I told myself peace was more important than being right, that avoiding conflict was better than creating distance. But deep down, I was tired. Tired of being the safety net, tired of being the solution, tired of feeling invisible unless I was needed. It was my birthday, just one day. A small dinner at a cafe, nothing big, nothing expensive, just something simple where I thought I'd finally feel seen. I wasn't rich or glamorous. I didn't have a big life or big achievements. But I had something they didn't expect. I was paying attention. If you've ever been the one who always gives but rarely gets anything back, then you understand this feeling. It starts small, easy to ignore. You tell yourself it's nothing, that you're overthinking. But then it keeps happening. Again and again. You notice who calls only when they need something, who expects you to show up but never shows up for you, who smiles in public but treats you like an option in private. And the hardest part is doubting yourself. You wonder if you're being too sensitive, if maybe you're expecting too much, if this is just how things are supposed to be. I used to think that too. I used to ignore the signs, push the feeling away, convince myself it didn't matter. But it does. And if you've ever had that quiet voice telling you something isn't fair, you're not wrong for hearing it. You're not alone. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to pay just to keep the peace? Where speaking up felt harder than staying silent? If you have, then you already understand this story. Because what happened that night wasn't just about money. It was about everything I had ignored for years, finally catching up to me. The cafe smelled like fresh coffee and warm sugar. Soft music played in the background, and for a moment, it felt calm. I had booked a table for 6, just close family. But when I walked in, there were 10 people. I stopped. "Mom, I thought it was just us," I said. She smiled like it was nothing. "I invited a few more. It's your birthday. It should feel full." Something about that didn't sit right. I sat down anyway. At first, it was normal. Small talk, laughter, plates being passed around. Then my brother started ordering. Not just one dish, multiple, expensive drinks. Starters, mains, desserts. He didn't even look at the prices. "Get whatever you want," my mom said, encouraging him. Others followed. No one asked about splitting the bill. No one mentioned cost. I told myself not to overthink it. Until I heard her voice. "While everyone's here, go and change the bill to her card." Quiet, quick, but clear. My stomach dropped. I didn't react, I didn't move. I just listened. My brother leaned in, smirking. Relax, she won't notice. That's when everything changed. This wasn't random. This wasn't confusion. This was planned. When the waiter came over with the card machine and placed it in front of me, the table went silent. Everyone looked at me, waiting. My brother smiled. Come on, it's your birthday, treat us. A few people laughed. My mom added softly, after everything we've done for you. I felt the heat rise in my chest. But I didn't explode. I didn't argue. I just sat there, understanding something for the first time. They expected this. They counted on it. I paid part of the bill, not all of it, just enough to avoid a scene. No one thanked me. Not even a look. My brother leaned back, laughing. See, I told you she wouldn't mind. A few people chuckled. I stayed quiet. But I heard everything. Every careless word, every small joke. Outside the cafe, I finally spoke. You could have asked. My mom frowned immediately. Asked what? The bill. She sighed. Why are you making this a big deal? My brother rolled his eyes. It's normal, people treat on birthdays. Not like that, I said. God, you're so sensitive, he muttered. And just like that, it was turned on me. The next morning, my phone kept buzzing. Family group chat. Pictures from the dinner. Smiling faces, glasses raised. Then my brother posted, best sister ever, she paid for everything. Laughing emojis followed. I stared at it. Typed a reply. Deleted it. Typed again. Deleted that too. Because I knew how it would go. They'd joke, twist it, turn me into the problem. 2 days later, I saw another post. Same people. Same cafe. Another dinner. I wasn't invited. I stared at the pictures longer than I should have. Expensive plates again, drinks again, laughter again. Like I had never been part of it. A week later, I overheard my mom on the phone. She insisted on paying, she said. I froze. She wanted to do something nice. My chest tightened. They weren't just using me. They were rewriting it. That evening, I confronted her. You told them I offered. She didn't hesitate. You did. No, I didn't. She crossed her arms calmly. You're remembering it wrong. I stared at her. No, I said slowly. I'm not. She shrugged. Believe what you want. No apology. No guilt. Nothing. That's when something shifted. I stopped reacting. Stopped explaining. Stopped trying to fix it. Instead, I started watching. Every moment, every pattern. And quietly, I started keeping everything. Receipts. Messages. Dates. Proof. I didn't argue anymore. I prepared. When I told my cousin, she didn't look surprised. They did the same to me, she said. We compared stories. They were almost identical. They only do this to the ones who don't fight back, she added. That stayed with me. So when the next big family dinner came, I said yes. I showed up. Sat down. Smiled. Watched. And just like before, it started again. Orders kept coming, expensive ones. Get whatever you want, my mom said. No one mentioned the bill. But everyone knew. Then the waiter came. Card machine in hand. Placed it in front of me. Again. The table went quiet. All eyes on me. My brother smirked. Your turn. Someone laughed. She's got it. That was it. I reached into my bag. Pulled out a folder. Placed it on the table. One by one. Receipts. Screenshots. Dates highlighted. The laughter stopped. What is this? My brother asked. I looked at him, calm. This is every time you expected me to pay. Silence. I flipped a page. Every message where you joked about it. Another page. And this, I said, looking at my mom, is where you told people I offered. Her face changed. Brittany, this isn't necessary, she said quickly. It is, I replied. Voices started overlapping. Wait, what? Is this true? You made her pay. My cousin leaned forward. She's not lying. The table wasn't quiet anymore. It was loud, messy. My brother snapped. You're really doing this? Yes. Over money. No, I said firmly. Over respect. My mom tried again. You're embarrassing the family. I met her eyes. I'm just not protecting it anymore. The waiter stood there, frozen. Waiting. I closed the folder. Leaned back. I'm not paying, I said. No hesitation. I picked up my bag, stood up, and walked away. Behind me, voices rose, confused, angry, defensive. But I didn't turn back. After that night, things changed. Not perfectly, but enough. Some relatives reached out privately, apologized. My brother stayed quiet. My mom tried to act normal, but avoided the truth. As for me, I changed. I stopped showing up the same way. I set boundaries. I chose peace over approval. Because that night, I didn't just stop paying the bill. I stopped paying for their love. If you've ever been used because you're the responsible one, think about your own boundaries. Have you ever been expected to give without question? If you have, you're not alone. Share your story if you're ready. And if this felt real to you, subscribe for more stories like this. Click hype to help this reach someone who needs it. This channel is for people who have felt overlooked, used, or underestimated. Your story matters too. And no matter how small it feels, standing up for yourself changes everything. You're not alone in this. And you never were.